roll the whole time, just like a wide shot. Can you see me and you?
No, I don't know.
I don't think
Take
so.
a look here.
No, don't put on the books.
Oh, you don't want to?
No, you don't want
I
on the
don't
books?
think it's going to be safe. That's why I got the tripod.
Okay.
But just, you'll have to move it up a little bit.
So yeah, that's going to see you.
Yes, of course. Stop.
Yeah, but I want to be in there too.
That's what she said.
No, that's what I said.
That's what she said.
Alright. That's good.
Well, you'll hear me. Oh yeah, that's literally just on you the whole time.
Yes, of course. That's the way we do things.
Oh my God, you're going to be both of us. That's Elise.
Okay.
Alright. No problem. So, these are your mics here, Mario.
Yeah. So that's. What are those ones?
These are the mics. So this is how you turn your mics up.
Oh, all right.
They should be at about 1 o'clock. So then you're on 1 and 3.
All right.
And you can turn 2 up too.
All right. Just for the hell of it.
Yeah. So that's all turned up.
Right.
These are the headphones, and stereo.
Oh. Okay. So that's the master.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the mics. And then how you turn the music down? Then which one's the mic? Music, me.
It's just your headphones.
Okay. But no,
So
you're
if
saying
you
turn
wanna
off
turn
the
the-
music.
So the music is playing from here.
Okay.
So when you're ready,
Uh,
you just want to move this over, pull this back up. I usually just have all of them up at the same time.
okay.
And then when you're ready, you could just double click when you're starting.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have this loop board to make sure that when you double click when you start, that you stop this.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. And then Sam broadcast. You got to stop it up there too, right?
Mm-hmm. But this should already be turned on. This should already be hooked up before you do anything.
All right.
Make sense?
So yeah. So but you said turn that off though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So connect now. I guess. Let's go ahead and do it. Available for
So you have to wait for that to say encoded.
Headphones in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
encoder buffering. I see.
Right.
Alright. Wait for it to say encoded.
Buffering.
It's like 20 seconds. Alright. So now you would hit stop on
On the camera. Ooh, is it ready?
Yep. Go ahead and hit stop.
So careful.
And then hit play. Alright. And now, when you're ready, you can stop that and then start your intro. It's playing. You're live.
There we go. Yes, and we're back. We're live here on ESM Radio 88.9 FM. I am your host of Motivation, Inspiration, Information. I'm Mario John. I'm here with our management helping me out because this is one of my first times here. So hello to Elise. Hi, Elise.
Hi.
And we also have our guest of the hour and of the century, if he has it his way, right, Sid? We have Sid Yiddish.
That's right. Hello. Hello out there. And I think you're also, I think it's also a perspiration as well.
Are we sweating a little bit here?
Not me.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Just fix my mic
That's
there.
what
We're
he
good.
said.
Here, hold on. You want to talk into the mic?
Yeah, I do.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. So anyway, yeah, you've come back from, as you like to say, you take your breaks in Amsterdam and also Saturn.
Right.
I don't know how long it takes to get here from there.
I've just come back actually from Portland about a week ago.
That's close
Portland,
to Saturn, isn't it?
Yeah, very close. Portland and Seattle.
Nice. And how was your trip?
Wonderful. It was really wonderful. It was inspiring. Got a lot of new.
Was it motivating?
Working, yeah, extremely. Actually, really, honestly,
Good.
It was really inspiring. Got a lot of new work coming up from this.
So that wasn't just for fun. That was a business trip.
It was a working trip. Actually, it was a research trip. I'm working on a new project for the fall.
Nice.
And
Music related?
Yeah, kind of.
Music and acting?
Performance related, actually.
Or perform. That's what I should keep continuing to intro. Sid, you're a man of many hats. Literally a fish hat, and you can see it on the video feed. And I'll have the Instagram going here in a second. But you know, you're acting.
Run it now,
I'm working on it. We were just getting all this stuff together and getting you situated and getting your music ready. So people will see that in a second too. You can see it on Sid's YouTube and his Instagram, but after the show. Anyway, so but yeah, you do acting. You're a singer. You ran for president.
Yes.
So you're a little bit politically involved, I guess.
I'm a conductor of an improvising orchestra.
There we go.
Right. You don't have to keep pushing it.
I need to push it for Sid.
That's what he said.
That's what I did say.
Right.
More like I motioned. But good. So, you know, you were on a Showtime television program that's like one of my favorites of all time. And for people in Chicago, they've got to enjoy that as well.
Right, you mean Shameless.
Shameless, yeah.
Right,
Shameless plug for Shameless.
Right. Shameless plug for Shameless, right. I played a rabbi, Season 6, Episode 1, and I also played a homeless guy, Frank's Homeless Academy, Season 7, Episode 5. And you actually see the fish hat in that episode.
I was just going to say, I think I remember seeing it on TV, and I wasn't sure if that was a prop or if that was really Sid's hat.
No, this hat gets more play than I do.
Well, it's a cool hat.
Yeah,
They'll see it in the video, but I could just describe it as basically it looks like a bass shooting out the top of your red cap.
It's a trout, sir.
Is it a trout? Okay, hard to tell from here. It's kind of brown and green.
Not that it's not that difficult.
I don't know. From this angle, maybe you got to turn sideways. Yeah, see, when you turn sideways, it's a little more obvious. Yep, there could be a lake trout. I see. Cool. So anyway, so that was actually your real hat. They let you wear your own props.
Yes. Well, they usually when you go to these gigs, you usually bring your own clothes.
Really?
Yeah. You usually have to bring like 3 or 4 sets of clothes, your own clothes, and then if they don't like what you bring, then they'll give you something from the wardrobe.
Wow, I always thought that they had everything ready and you give them your sizes and they give you, then when they give you the 3-4
No,
sets of clothes.
I could wear something like this as long as it doesn't have a logo on it, because they don't like showing logos, as you might well know.
Yeah, well, sure,
Yeah.
Obviously, especially for the scene where you're supposed to be a rabbi. I don't think you want anything mentioning the church you belong to or the
right. You don't want to show Manischewitz or
exactly.
Straits or whatever.
Which there's a little bit of advertising on your hat right now, so they must not have had those stickers on there.
No, everything was taken off of that.
That's pretty cool. Now this is a new version because you walked around with this hat for many years, but a couple different versions of it.
No, this is the second one. The first one was 16 years, and that was the Bass.
Oh, gotcha.
That one.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that one is now retired. It is on the top of my mortar cap when I graduated from Columbia in 2016 with my master's.
Yes, you are a graduate of the Columbia College in Chicago and master's in fine arts, correct?
Interdisciplinary arts and media.
Okay.
But I did graduate also in 1990 from Columbia with a BA in print journalism.
Print journalism. No, but say that again. Interdisciplinary.
Interdisciplinary.
Which
arts and media, which means it covers everything.
It's what Sid is, man. You do a little bit of everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I guess we can, the theme of my show is I talk about things that get people into helping their community or just helping themselves or in life in general, helping make, the world a better place. So what motivated you to get into we'll call it interdisciplinary arts, because that really does cover music, probably print, well, maybe not print, but arts, like fine art. Like I thought you were studying.
What started me, I really believe, was poetry. When I started writing poetry, maybe at age...
The written word and the spoken word, there we go.
Right, but that started more when I was in, I think, 6th or 7th grade, I think. I just started writing poetry. I just wrote, little poems, things that didn't make sense. Kind of like now, but... It gradually got better, but I mean, that's where I was, and I did a lot of creative writing and stuff early on in high school. And I never really showed an interest till much later.
Really?
Yeah, it really grew, poetry. But then I got kind of tired of it because the scene that I was in it was really stilted and boring to me. So I expanded out to music. So I started taking lessons. I expanded on my piano lessons because I had taken piano lessons as a kid when I was about 5 or 6 or so.
And how old were you when you decided to expand then, like out of high school at this point, going to college, or before then?
I didn't even. I showed some interest while I was in college, actually, but I didn't really get into it until much, much later.
Interesting. So you were already writing articles for a local paper when you decided to expand.
Yeah. I mean, poetry had always been my side show, I guess you could say. And later, as I say, as it expanded, in the late 90s when I was really doing it, I was going around to open mics, I was getting features here and there.
Didn't you win something with slam poetry? Talk about that a little bit.
No, I was actually in the finals for Slam Poet team for Chicago for 1999, but I was knocked out in the third round, so...
Okay, that's a while ago already.
Yeah, that's 1999, yeah, almost 20 years, yeah.
Okay, because I remember seeing that on your bio, just hearing you talk about it before. So is that something you get involved with still?
Well, I was, no, and actually that spurned me, and I was just...
Really?
Yeah, I was a little pissed because all the people who won were the actors and not the actual poets. So that's what spurned me to go over to meet the music side and started learning things, music and entertainment side. So, I mean, I went to the Old Town School of Folk Music, and I started learning jazz vocals, jazz piano. I learned with Jackie Allen, actually, for a few years, who was on Blue Note for quite a while.
Okay.
And God bless Jackie, she taught me a lot.
She was here in Chicago.
She was until she moved, and now she's in Lincoln, Nebraska. So
Wow, that's a change of scenery.
yeah, that is. But she loves it, so you know.
Interesting.
God bless Jackie. I really love Jackie.
So that's now music, and when did the whole ensemble that you wear? You know, you have an outfit, not just the fish hat. You
Right.
actually.
Well, we'll get to that in a sec. I mean,
Okay.
I also learned how to tap dance at the Old Town School.
Okay.
Throat singing also came through right about that time in 2004. Because I had this I was taking private with a teacher, and we did not get along, so they said, all right, pick something else. I thought, okay, throat singing, that's easy.
You were taking private. You said private. You mean private lessons?
Yeah, private lessons.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that a term that I don't know? Private? No.
It's not like hello, you know.
Yeah, right. Said the private in the Army over here. So you kind of evolved over time, where you thought
Right.
you'd make a difference in this, basically make the world happy, I guess. In
Right, and
essence, with everything you're doing.
and I didn't even know where this was going to go because I had no clue where I was going at this point. I was just taking a lot of these. I was doing a lot of different. I guess I'd say movements for me, pieces. There were a lot of pieces that I was putting together over time, and I didn't know where this was all going. So then, I took a job right at that time. I was actually working in Evanston at a publisher, and after work I'd always go out to the open mics, and I'd stay out till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Going to these open mics and playing and stuff. But I didn't really start incorporating music till about maybe the late 90s. But it was...
How did you have time to work on the newspaper articles, I guess?
Well, it wasn't... Well, I mean, I didn't really... The journalism career was much earlier. It really started involved in high school, and it went up through the mid-90s. But this last place that I worked at was actually a publishing firm. So they published industrial guides, and that's what they did, and I was a research assistant there.
Interesting.
So I was burning the candle at both ends, and I'd get home at 4, and I'd be up at 7, and be at the door by 8.
Jeez, 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, wonderful.
So that's the life of most poets and most musicians, the ones who make it, or try to make it, or don't make it, or...
Yeah, you're in the clubs all night, sure.
Right.
Whether it's a local coffee house or a dance club or whatever it be.
Exactly. So
a lot of bars.
Right. So, I mean, I was doing a little touring here and there, just a little bit, I'd take vacations and I'd go places and see the world, and tours, and, just small tours and things like that. So.
Again, an evolution of Sid. The name too. I mean, you always weren't called Sid Yiddish. So.
Right. Sid is my middle name, and we can leave it at that. And Yid, because I'm Yidel, I'm Jewish, and so Sid Yiddish is my name. And I get called a lot Sid Vicious, so I think I'm a bit more punk. I think I'm a bit more punk in a punkier Jewishy.
More than Sid Vicious? Really?
Well, it's hard to explain sometimes, but
I guess we could ask him if we're still alive. What do you think of Sid Yiddish? Are you guys comparable?
Well, ask one person one thing, and you ask a person another thing, and you kind of, one day it goes, and the next day it doesn't go, and so it's okay with me.
I just definitely know you have a unique personality.
Thank you. And once everything just started flowing, it sort of became that sort of that track that I started working on, and then when I
so you've been Sid Yiddish for a while then, for like 15 years?
No, Sid Yiddish. I've been Sid Yiddish since 2004.
Yeah, about 15 years, a little more.
Yeah, when I took the name.
Nice. And are you ready? Am I progressing good enough for you? Did I miss something?
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I definitely want to get into the whole Sid Yiddish character that you have.
I'd like to wave to the people at home. So
go ahead, we can wave.
Hello, people at home.
Yeah, this video will be on later, obviously.
Okay, good.
We'll do we'll get our Instagram going for the second segment.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so for 15 years. And I'm not exactly sure what year you were actually on national TV your first time, before you were an actor, but actually, when to back up a minute, when you were on Shameless, that was not Sid Yiddish, that was just a character playing a rabbi.
A character playing a rabbi,
right,
yeah.
So, but Sid Yiddish has been on national TV a few times, obviously.
Yes, and that really started, that was when I auditioned for America's Got Talent, in 2010, it was November 2010 at McCormick Place. It's kind of a funny story the way this all happened. The night before I had played at Swing State in, Lake Villa.
Wow.
And I had driven out there, and I finished at 1:30 in the morning. I went to check my email at one of the Oases. I'm driving on the way home.
Okay.
Went home, took a shower, then I just drove to the L, and I took the L all the way down to Chinatown, and then I took a cab over to McCormick Place, and I changed in line. So that's what happened.
That is some determination right there.
Yeah, and that was crazy too.
Wow,
it was super crazy. And
you were half asleep at that one.
Right, and I was actually half asleep doing the audition too. But I'd been up for 36 hours. It was straight.
But they obviously picked you to be on that time, didn't they? To go to New York.
No,
or wherever they were. What's the main stage?
We didn't go to New York. It was we were in McCormick Place, and
all right.
you're thinking of something else. You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm getting ahead. Okay.
You always do that.
There's a few instances.
Yeah, you definitely do that.
All right.
So anyway, it was Minneapolis. You're thinking of. That's where I eventually went for the celebrity taping. But the
first time at McCormick Place was also televised, or it wasn't?
No, it wasn't, because that's just the tryouts, and they kept putting you through. They kept putting you through like these sort of auditionary things. You had to go through. I went through 3 different panels. So
wow, there was that many levels. I know you send in like an audition tape.
That's now you do that, but you weren't doing that back in 2010.
Huh.
Maybe
interesting.
I didn't. I didn't know about it. I just went there straight, as you know. I went straight to the venue.
You applied. The
reason I applied was. 3 of my friends on all the 2 coasts had said they had seen a throat singer the year before on America's Got Talent. So they said, well, if he can do it, you can. So I thought, okay.
Wow. There's other throat singers besides Sid Yiddish.
Yeah,
obviously, it's an art. We could talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's one of the things that you do on stage, throat singing. Kind of a unique thing. Isn't it like a Tibetan thing? I've read up a little bit.
No, it's Tuvan.
Tuvan, that's it.
You're thinking of Tibetan.
No, Tuvan, you're right. It started with a T.
Of course I'm right.
He's already right, huh?
Yes.
But anyway, so I don't want to call him a monk. What do you call that style? They have a certain dress and act a certain way. It's not a monk, though.
No, you're...
Priests? What would you call the Tuvan people?
Well, Tuvan, they're not priests and they're not monks. They're just, they're just people that throat sing.
Yeah, okay.
They're like us, except they just...
I thought it was more of a religious thing. That's what I'm getting at.
No, you're thinking of like the Gutio monks that hang with the Dalai Lama, or the chanting. It has nothing to do with chanting.
No, it's not chanting. No, I'm thinking you would dress like that. You're right, but I understand it's a different type of art, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, but when throat
That
singing
was a Jewish thing, by the way, not
No.
Cuban, but okay.
No, well, no, definitely not. But, I learned all the traditional Tuvan songs, but then I forgot them all, so I actually applied them to American popular song, and that's
You basically made up your own Tuvan music.
I did, actually, I really did, and that's how I started along. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had talked to my throat singing teacher, I had asked him about it, and I told him I wasn't sure, and he told me that I would find my voice, or find what I was going to do, and then I started doing it, and of course I found it, and by the time I found it, you realize.
So there is in Chicago a group that teaches this style of music. Well, I guess you call it singing.
It's not a group. It was a teacher he lived in Chicago at the time. He doesn't live there, and he lives in New Mexico now.
Okay, but he just the guy that likes that type of singing.
Right, and I was really fascinated. I think I took it 3 times before I took private lessons with him.
Okay. And it doesn't relate to any belief structure you have, or just a style of music you thought was kind of weird?
No, I never thought it was weird. I thought it looked easy to me, but it wasn't easy. It took me 4.5 months to learn my first sound.
Interesting. But you don't think it's an odd type of music?
No, I don't know. But you do, probably.
I think most people are like, huh? But,
But I didn't, because, remember on the TV show Frasier, they had the throat singing channel.
They did. I remember that. And you know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
That's when I first heard about it. I was like, what is that? It sounds, like Neanderthalish sound, like an old,
Would
I don't mean
you like to
bad way.
hear a sample of it?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we can come back and do some singing. But I want to get more of the bio in. So you're into the throat singing.
Right.
You obviously did that on stage.
Yes.
And when did it finally? Have you gotten like appearances where you're able to do that and make money doing that?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of come and go. Actually, the last appearance I did was this past fall. I performed at a homecoming pep assembly in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Oh.
That was really cool. That was one of the coolest things I'd seen. Actually, I did, besides doing Michael Bovie's Squeezer, which is my favorite, my signature tune I came up with, I throat sang Silent Night, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. All these kids, they took their phones and they lit it up, and they were kind of like going
with
back.
The lighters.
Right, with the light. It was a really beautiful moment.
So they actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, they
weren't mocking it in any way. They were having fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Because it's definitely unique. It's something that, like I said, you would. I don't want to sing Neanderthal, but definitely rare type of. It almost sounds religious when you hear it. It mesmerizes you a little bit.
To be honest with you, I think when people like you, who don't know what it is, call it something else, it doesn't insult me. But it's just you just have to. Just get a little more educated on it. That's all.
Oh, I'm not talking bad about it. I'm saying the sound it had.
But when you call it Neanderthal, it has nothing to do with Neanderthals.
I don't mean that. How old the type of music is, that type of singing. The throat.
So tuba in Russia, not anywhere else. That's where it comes from.
But that's a long time ago. Is my point.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say Roman times or Greek. Does that make you feel better?
Sure. Absolutely.
The point is, it's something that didn't just start 10 years ago when you took it up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
15 years ago.
Right.
So.
Well, in my band alone, throughout time, we've had at least 2 other throat singers.
And you sing all at the same time?
No, we haven't, but I'd let them do it while I was, working on my thing. I'd let them do it when they would do it.
Yeah, because I know you're definitely into poetry and you recite a lot of poetry, even in your appearances.
Right.
So, that could go along with that. But what about like the look? How did the look come into play? What inspired you to do that?
This is kind of a funny story how the look started. Back in 2004, I was dating somebody at the time, whose ex-husband had just passed, and we went through we went to her closet, or the closet at his place, and she was coming out of the closet. That's what I was doing. So she was going through the clothes, and she hands me this white robe, which is called a kittel. It's called Kittel, and it's a
part of that.
It's a ceremonial robe.
It's the whole white robe,
Yeah, it's
right?
a white robe, but it's a shirt. It's like a big shirt, but it's a robe, and usually the husband or the Orthodox man when he gets married in that shirt. He also gets buried in that shirt. Well, she didn't. She
I didn't
didn't.
know.
Yeah, she did not bury him in that shirt. In fact, she gave it to me.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I thought,
She went against the religious
right.
ways or
So she said, "Would you like
tradition.
this?" She said, "Would you like this?" And I thought, wow, this is great. And but I thought, what am I going to do with it? I'll get burying myself on stage. You know, that was the first thing I thought.
That'd be good.
So then I started adding things.
You can just bury yourself. You just wore it.
I just started adding things, and instead of I wore regular pants for a while. I wore a yarmulke for a while.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to wear anything under, right?
I also wore seats under it. They're fringes. They go like a suit, and they have like little tassels. I guess that would be the layman's terms.
Normally, there's no other clothes. It's just that. I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, it's the kittel.
The kittel. Thank you.
Kittel.
Right.
Kittel, right. And you wear the seats, which is the fringes, which is, I'm using layman's terms here.
And that's how you're buried, though, with no other clothes on. Is my point. That's just that.
Yeah, it's that. It's his shirt and the seats and whatever else, maybe towels or whatever.
So when you're on stage, are you letting it all hang out then, or you go ahead and wear some clothes under?
Well, let me explain. Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. But now, I mean, the way it evolved, I mean, I was wearing pants for a while, and then it changed to striped pants. I wore
70s look here.
Yeah, Carol's actually, men's stretch pants. So I wore that for a while, and now the mask, of course. Now the mask came in during my first tour to Denmark. It was the reason that came in. We were doing,
Yes, you wear a mask. I should add that in.
right. Nobody usually does, but so the mask came in because we were doing a Skype broadcast back to Swing State. It was called Halfway to the Masquerade. So what I did was I bought everybody on the tour Lone Ranger masks. So I
Masquerade party.
right.
Kind of
So
thing.
right. So I was wearing this on and off throughout the tour, and
I guess it stuck because every time I've seen you on stage, you've worn that.
yeah, well, I was wearing that for a while, and on and off. I wore it on and off in Denmark throughout the tour, and then when the tour ended, I went into this shop that was closing. It was actually called Sex Shop. It was a sex shop, of course. You know,
Called the sex shop, huh?
Yes, it was. It really was.
It works.
And
That works.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I happen to know the person working behind the counter because she was the ex-girlfriend of one of the guys in the band, and I was looking around because somebody in one of the guys who had performed with us had actually had a one of those sex dolls, those inflated sex dolls.
Okay.
And
Is this part of the outfit too?
Well, yeah, just hear the story out. Okay.
Okay.
I was actually looking for one of those because you can put plastic instruments, into the orifices, and if you press it together, it'll make sounds.
Of all the things to use.
Well,
I guess,
well, I'm telling you, this is
It's
so
Sid's
this
act.
is part of the
You
thing.
can
So
do
I
it.
was actually looking around for those as well.
Okay.
Then I saw this mask, and that is the mask that I now wear. And
Interesting.
and then subsequent, it actually just broke this past fall, but we put a safety pin through it.
So, but that's your whole outfit then. The kittel.
Well, the kittel, the seats. I changed the pants, dropped, and now I wear Matza imprinted boxers.
Right, I've seen boxers. I thought that's what
Yes,
I thought. But again, I guess
and
somebody
then I changed hats, as you know. I now wear a black hat.
Yeah, you don't wear the fish hat.
A black hat with payas curls.
But
And
what inspired you? What made you want to do this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. What made you want to get that specific outfit? What were you going for?
Well, honestly, it was my as hokey as it sounds, or as corny as it sounds. I was really proud of my heritage. I am Jewish, and so I wanted to present those religious things in a way, because they're all costumes. Everything is costume. Everything we wear is a costume. Every religious bit of clothing is a costume. So, it was kind of take on wearing the costume. Just wearing as a religious thing as a costume, because I also have a shofar, which I didn't bring, but usually they say that's a religious instrument, and you only play it between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur or on Friday nights. But of course, I play it all the time, you know, and
It's part of the act.
Yes, but it upsets a lot of people. You see.
So let's move
It
forward
upsets,
now.
yeah.
And talk about you. So
Right,
you're upsetting people with your look.
Well, I'm
but,
not trying to upset them. You know, they're the ones that are feeling that way. It's not my fault.
But I mean, you went from having like just plain street clothes on, you know, and maybe the fish hat, to then having this whole outfit, and obviously it helped get a little bit of attention when you're on the air. So let's talk about that. You ended up going on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Again.
Right, in 2013, yeah.
Okay.
And I brought the band with me.
And that time you were actually on I saw you on TV, so I know you're on.
Well, you saw me on 2011. If we're talking about with the I don't know, what do we call that? Tallis, the Tallis. We're in the Tallis. That's 2011.
Okay.
But 2013, I brought the band.
So wait a minute, you've actually been on America's Got Talent, or tried out for them 3 different times. Huh?
No, at least 4 or 5 times.
Interesting. Never with just the poetry. You always have the outfit or some singing or the throat singing.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, is why not just do poetry?
They don't want that. That's not what they want. They want odd talents. They want singers. They want dancers. That's the usual stuff. They want ventriloquists, puppeteers.
Okay.
That's kind of how they go.
Was a rabbi doing poetry? They wouldn't necessarily like that.
You know, you got to ask them. I don't know. They have it. I shouldn't say rigged, but that's the first word that comes to my mind.
They have a certain type of show that they want to put on. Yeah, and a criterion for the show. Yes, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
You don't want to think that, but they do. I mean, they're looking for something. All of the reality shows are in essence a little bit staged. I mean, everything.
Of course.
It's not just that. Definitely not just the competition shows. Although The Voice is pretty straightforward. I don't see how they would rig that too much, except the people that made it on stage. Obviously, they're picking a look or a sound or maybe the song they do. But really, I mean, honestly, even that's kind of random.
Well,
so.
I mean, I think the last time I auditioned was in Kansas City, and I remember after I had changed into the costume, it didn't even take me 5 seconds to walk through the room, and everything stopped because they were like, "Who is that guy?"
Well, that's America's Got Talent again.
Yeah, America's Got Talent. Yeah,
because I mean, there's a lot of shows out there. Now, American Idol's back. I don't know if you know that.
I know.
On ABC instead of Fox, but
right.
But the point I'm making is there is some, and you said it too. There is some. I don't want to say written, but there's kind of an agenda they're going to follow, or criteria, as you say, of guests that they're trying to have on. So it's kind of interesting. But you did get on TV, is my point.
Right.
You made it to that step.
I did.
You got to meet. Well, he was hosting back then. The guy, Nick. What's his name? Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. Yeah, I met Nick Cannon too. That was quite an experience.
I mean, now who do they have? They have a girl.
It's Tyra Banks.
Oh, that's right. They got Tyra Banks. Not just a girl, model, actress. Very pretty.
Whatever. Yeah, pretty something.
Now, how I've heard stories about her off camera, but anyway, so it's pretty cool that you even got to that level. Do you think it helped your career, or didn't do anything?
Yeah, it was definitely. I think it was definitely a start in the weird direction. I think is it kind of. I think to be honest, I met a lot of people because of it. I mean, people had seen me. It was like 20 seconds of fame, and before we all went on the stage, before we all auditioned, their lawyer spoke to us and in Minneapolis, and she said, now some of you are not going to make it up. That's obvious, but it will help your careers otherwise. And she's totally right. And I wasn't even sure how I was going to work, but I remember when I was shown. I mean, I remember the night I was shown. That was June 8th, 2011. I had a show anyway. I was doing a feature open mic at Phyllis's, and it was. I remember that night pretty well because it was 100 degrees and it was a thunderstorm, and I tried to get them to watch it where I was at the bar, but they were watching the White Sox game, and I remember talking to my mom at the time, and I'd asked her if she had seen me yet. She said, no, there's a show in Houston. So I went outside, and I had a phone. I had a pretty terrible phone back then. So I turned it off, and then I went in to perform. And I came out, and after the show, and I had something like 7 voicemails, and I had about 10 texts. And then the next day, when I didn't have internet at the time at home, So the next day, I used to go to like a local coffee shop too.
Yeah, when they had the internet cafes.
Right,
Not that
right.
they have that anymore. But.
Right, I used to do that, and actually, because it's one close to my apartment, and went to check my email, and I remember like 63 notices and 25 friend requests. You know, so
Jeez.
that
So
was
it does
like,
work.
Yeah, it does work. Believe me, it really does.
And then I guess we'll just we'll take a break and do some music, but I want to get all of the info about Sid. Another one that's happening just more recently, I really didn't hear the backstory. You can tell it now. Is you are now a correspondent on TMZ.
I'd say I've done it twice. I don't know if we'll do it again or not. I don't know if I'll do it again or not, but I'd say at 2 appearances on it's cult status.
I mean, you've been on when
3.
they have you on. It's a full segment. It's not like you're on for 2 seconds with an opinion. It's like you're giving a story. You know, I've seen it.
Not like a story, but it's like an opinion, and then we kind of do the chat back and forth.
That's what I mean. I don't.
Right.
You're not just the guys that call in live and say something and then they hang up after a minute.
Right.
You were on for like 5-6 minutes with them. Is my point.
Right,
They're
yeah.
actually using you as, well, I guess an unpaid correspondent.
Right. A shark bait, I suppose. I don't know.
Shark bait. That's a good way to refer. Well, hey, if it gets your attention, has that helped you recently?
Yeah, I'd say it has. It actually got me a gig. Somebody, when I happened to mention on social media that I was going live with TMZ, it got me a gig.
Good. So see that the publicity works.
Yeah, it certainly does.
And now you're on ESM Radio 88.9 FM. You'll
Right,
be on
and
iHeart
I wear,
and Intellectual Radio
I
too.
wear I've worn the fish hat twice, so on that.
I did.
And they make a point of that.
They do make a comment, or
yeah,
they did.
They make a point. The first time they did too.
So you don't think this is going to be recurring then?
Honestly, I don't know. I take everything, famous fleeting, and as you know, and
5 minutes of fame, or 15 seconds of fame.
I
Right?
think I've had at least 27 minutes, 27 and a half. But I'm
Of
just,
fame?
I'm just saying that I honestly don't know. It'd be great. It'd be
30
absolutely great.
minutes here, 30 minutes of fame on
Yeah.
motivation, inspiration, information.
Sure.
With Mario.
Sure.
That's good.
So you want to know the quick backstory is that
Yeah. So how did that
I
happen?
took the TMZ tour in Los Angeles, actually Hollywood. I was there in January. It was just for me it was a vacation because I
And no celebrities.
really wanted to. No celebrities, and I was really disappointed. But I
They're
think,
usually on the bus.
well, I was riding the bus, so
So Sid was there,
Yeah. So
and you probably got a little attention.
I certainly did. And they asked me to. They said, "Do you want to fill out a card and get swag or be on panels or be on the show or whatever?" And I thought, well, can't hurt me. So I did that. Actually, got off the bus, and this guy came running up to me and he said, "Weren't you on America's Got Talent, Shameless?" And I was
Nice.
like, "Wow."
Was that staged? Was that for real?
No,
or
but
for the
it
cameras?
was quite funny. But it happened. It happened to me all over.
Wait, no, it wasn't staged. You're saying that
No,
was a real person.
it was real, and it happened to me all over LA. When I was in LA, it happens to me everywhere I go. People recognize me. They see me either with the fish hat in my eyes, whatever. Wherever they see me,
The
they see
beard,
me.
or maybe you're wearing the whole kittle and that thing. And I don't think you walk around.
Whatever.
With that.
No, I didn't. But they recognize me. They just recognize my face when they see it. But
Cool.
the name, see the name, and they recognize me.
So what do you think is going to happen next for Sid then? Out of this, obviously you said you just got a couple of gigs out of it. So you'll try to go back on TMZ.
It's
try
not.
out for any talent shows.
It's not. It's not up to me. They contact me and I say sure. And because the last time I did it when I was in Portland, I did the last one. The last appearance was in. Second appearance was in.
So Portland wasn't all just fun. You were working.
Yeah,
You were saying
I was
took a
working.
trip out there.
I did. I was working out there. Doing research out there.
That's what you mentioned, research, but
Yeah.
actual work too.
It was actual physical work. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break and then we can come back. It'll be about a minute and we can come back and let's hear you do some singing. How about that?
No.
Or whatever performance you'd like to do.
Okay.
Are we doing poetry? Are we singing? What are we doing? Throat singing? What are we doing?
Wait and see.
Okay, it's a surprise. We'll be right back here with Sid Yiddish, our guest on Motivation, Inspiration, Information with Mario John on 88.9 FM, ESM Radio.net. It's only 1 minute.
Are you gonna do the?
It's just 1 minute.
Okay.
I don't have any music. I got to switch back to that. I don't think I do it in the middle of the show.
Are you gonna do the Instagram thing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do
Get that going.
Yeah, I gotta find something. So.
And we're back. Oh no, we're not. Yes, we are. There we go, and we're back on Motivation, Inspiration, Information with your host, Mario John, and I didn't have any sponsor to discuss yet to bring in there. I'm going to be doing a lot of them live on here anyway, but we will have music breaks. But today we want to get as much as we can before Sid has to go, so we're back here with my guest, Sid Yiddish.
Hey.
Of, I want to say Chicago fame, but really I guess international. You're on TV,
Yeah.
internet.
Everywhere. I'm everywhere that you could never guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's all over. I see him in newspaper things, appearing here and wherever, Kansas City or whatever, and it pops up on the internet. 'Cause I keep an eye on what Sid's up to, and of course we're friends on the wonderful social media of Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah, we certainly are.
Twitter. What else is there? I only do those three myself.
YouTube.
YouTube. Do we have YouTube videos where we talk to each
Yeah,
other?
no, we don't. Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah, most
Twitter,
Instagram, Facebook.
But
So we're gonna see a sample, and let's Instagram. We're gonna see a sample of what's going on here with the music that you do. Actually, you wanted to surprise me, so hold on. Let me set up the Instagram because I promised I was going to do that.
Okay.
So we'll say hello to everybody. If you want to just practice or hum or something while I'm getting that going.
Blah 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 till the break of dawn. Time to get my Sid Yiddish on.
There we go. I like that. Keep that going.
Shit, that's what he said.
Okay, I'm going to start right now.
Okay.
Okay, folks, we're going to be live on Instagram in about 3, 2, 1, and hey, okay, we're on 88.9 FM. We will be on Intellectual Radio and iHeart, but right now it's live on Instagram, Facebook, and 88.9 FM. So, hey, Sid, how you doing?
Fine. Mario Saint.
Yeah. Oh, right. It's just Mario John. That's right. We're going with my real name now. Sid. No more stage names. How about that?
That's weird. That's weird.
I know it is kind of, but it is what it is. I like people knowing the real me now. It's no more acting, no more fun stuff. This is real. We're motivating. We're inspiring. We're informing. So I got to be kind of like legit with the names and everything. All right. So you're on Instagram, and let me just turn this around real quick.
That's what he said.
Hey. Ooh. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Well,
yeah, there I am. And I look kind of weird, so I'm going to go back to Sid.
Well, that's nothing new,
Thanks, Sid.
Sure.
Sid's very nice to me. There we go.
Sure.
So are you ready to sing? Are you singing, talking, poetry? What are we doing?
A little bit of everything.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
have at it.
So this is something called, it's a combination of 1 and 2. It's something called C.
Wait a minute, let me put that one up real quick. We'll start another one.
All right.
Alright. It's always fun with the technical stuff, everybody.
Yeah.
We're live on the radio, so we'll just keep talking. Go ahead, you can explain live on the radio.
Something called C, G, O. Kind of goes like this.
Alright. That was up on Instagram again. There it is. Sharing it. I'll be doing that. Wait, we want to do it again for Instagram, so hold on. We're going to do it again, everybody. Everybody tune into, not tune in, look at I Am Mario John on Instagram, and Sid's going to go ahead and do his eclectic type of music here. If you can hear it now.
And this is something I call C, G, O. Laughing at the clowns across town, the girl and the boy with malicious intent to destroy every joy I've ever known with delirious malcontent. I have known to be quiet, but not still, making my way into that rollicking valley, upward, toward a steepened hill. Folly, it pales me. Jolly I stand. Golly, it feels odd to have feet atop where I think I haven't trod. Do what you will to others. Push yourself out like an adult disease. Ain't a secret, ain't a thing. Kick yourself like you hoped I would. No chance. I don't give up easy. Did you think I'd scream? Did you think I'd cry? Did you think I'd roll up or blow away and die? Did you think to even think that I could outrun you? That I could outclown you? That I could still stand, look you in the eye, and laugh, guffaw, chuckle, and roar? Yeah, man, I still can. You see, I'm the funny man. The one you said was clear. What are you staring at? Surprised? Yeah, I'm still here.
Wow, that was deep. I feel it actually kind of moved me a little bit. I was like, wow, interesting. So that's a sample of, again, the interdisciplinary arts that you learned.
I just wrote that a couple nights ago.
Yeah, CGO. So I think I know what you're talking about, but it's
No, ours means C, as in C, G, as in Jew, O, as in okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there's the meaning behind that. Interesting.
Has nothing to do with anything else.
I like the trumpet part.
The trumpet was built for me actually. Notice it's a double bell trumpet.
I see that. It was pretty loud too.
Yeah.
It was a little hard at first with the air coming out. Or is that just how you want it? You want it to sound like that?
Yeah, I do,
okay.
because I play improvised style.
And I like this sound. This is a cool sound. I don't know what we call that.
It's just that's a brush sound. It's from your brisk broom, which I screwed off the top of the bowl, and I brought it.
So I mean, that gives me,
because
like
you realize you can play with found instruments. You see, because you can do this too. You know that? So you can do that. You see, with the springs on your. We'll break it, I promise.
Yeah, don't break her mic stand.
I won't.
Owner will be really mad at me.
They're really beautiful, but you see, you can play these things. Now sometimes you can do this too. It depends on how old these things are, but sometimes these things
You want them to make a
creaking sound.
A creaking noise.
I've used mic stands as a sort of a rowboat or kind of sound.
Would you do some throat singing as well?
Yeah.
Can you? You feel like we have about 10 more minutes to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead and take a drink there. Again, we're with Sid Yiddish. I want to call it improvisationalist, but I guess it's more interdisciplinary art talent right here, right?
Right. I guess you can. I like to say I'm a Renaissance man. That's the easiest way to describe me.
Well, that would be know a little bit about everything, but not a master of anything. I forget how that goes.
I'm a master of, I'm a Mishigash master, I believe. So, means that's Yiddish, that means crazy, so I'm a master of
I know what
craziness.
Mishigash is. The audience now knows.
I figured you would.
What is that saying? It's something master of none when you're a Renaissance man.
Well, I mean...
A jack of all trades, that's what it is.
I am, but just because I am doesn't mean I can't be a master, you see?
Well, the thing with this is, I mean, you got on TV doing more of, I think it was visual too,
You know
because
what?
the way you look too.
Yeah,
not just the music.
well, sure. I'm more of a I'm more of a visual artist, I would say, than maybe although I'm learning the audio parts as well. I mean, I was trained as an outsider artist, but I've kind of likened and strengthened my craft.
There's other shows on here, and they talk a lot about like hip hop music and rap. Do you think you can relate to that in any way? I mean, with this type of poetry and this type of music.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't answer that.
It's just another genre altogether. I'm just saying,
I mean, I like all genres of music. I mean, I make music that isn't music, because I do have an improvisational orchestra, a candy store henchman that I conduct using physical gestures.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have them back. But again, I got to make sure the camera's rolling. This is one of my first nights setting everything up.
Sure.
I'm kind of getting into the visual now. I was mostly just audio before.
Right.
Heck, always only radio. Never really did a lot of TV stuff.
So this is called Michael Board Weasel Squeezer, unless you want to hear something traditional.
No, what's Michael? Say it again.
Michael Board Weasel Squeezer.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'll be quiet.
Oh, that's amazing.
My show.
My eye, go. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 word. Re. Weasel. Sir.
I like that. There is definitely something to the throat singing. I mean, I again, wasn't before I knew Sid. I can't say I knew about it, but definitely interesting. Is there a longer piece you can do? We got about 5 more minutes before we get out of here.
I can do one of the more challenging ones. I guess.
Sid's got a lot of stuff in his arsenal here, man. He brings all his props with him. Again, we're more audio here than video, but that's okay. You'll see a YouTube of Sid, and we'll put it on my site as well once we're done. You're gonna do some editing of that, probably, of the video.
I don't know.
I would think. Well, hold on, while Sid clears his throat.
I'm getting over it.
He's kind of sick, so
Yeah,
I'm glad he even made it.
Cold or flu, I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
take this. So this is one I did, which is my favorite traditional song.
Maybe chewing on the mouth the cough drop can help add a little to it.
Oh yeah, see, there's no gum here, so that means I've taken all the teeth. Fudge it. See,
Go ahead.
You thought I was going to say that.
Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this one is.
I got nervous, but I'm not nervous now.
Don't. This is a traditional Christmas song called "Silent Night."
Okay. Here's Sid Yiddish with Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round young virgin, mother and child, and so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Wow. I'm kind of getting into it. It's its own style of music for sure.
Right.
Definitely. I could see having that at a, like one of those slam poetry nights or just a evening of, all kinds of different entertainment, open mic type stuff.
I've done those kinds of things too.
Yeah.
I don't do it often anymore because
Looks like it hurts the throat a little bit.
no, it doesn't hurt. Everybody says that, but it doesn't.
No.
It's not that I just don't do it a lot anymore because I'm more concentrated on the music and with the band and stuff, and so that's why I'm.
So none of those songs make it on any of your albums, the throat singing?
Actually, Michael Borgweasel Squeezer has shown up on some live records.
Nice.
I have some compilations and things. I actually have a project on the back burner to do an all throat singing album.
Wow.
Of my work and other people's work, but I
You
also
have the Tuvan people, the Tuvan
No.
singers come with you?
No, it would just be me,
Just Sid?
just me and maybe the band.
Okay.
But I'm actually working on a project right now with my
Yeah, what's going on with Sid? Let's wrap up here with, tell me what's coming up.
my Australian collaborator, Hectic Head in Adelaide, Australia. We have a cassette release we got coming out later this year. Hopefully this year or maybe next year, early next year. It's called Adults, spelled ADOLTS, Adults Only. And
Cool. Adults as in, okay.
Adults. Get it? I
Yeah.
guess you do.
I
Okay.
do. I'm
Yeah.
laughing because
Okay.
I love all the little
Yeah.
small little thing, minor little notes that you have, or word
Yeah, right,
meanings that you have to
right.
all your songs and what you do.
We have some radio gigs coming up later, and if it's okay, I can mention other stations.
go ahead.
WZRD, the first night of summer, we will be on WZRD. In the fall, we are performing at the MCA,
What's that?
Museum of Contemporary Art.
Oh, Museum of Contemporary Art. Awesome. I love that place.
And then
I didn't know they have performances there.
it's a work in progress that we're working on. That's why I've been doing this research. And also in the fall, that week, I am hosting, and we are also performing at the American Cigar Box Guitar Festival in Berwyn. This is just a
At
sneak.
Cigars and Stripes?
I believe so. No.
No, not at Cigars and Stripes.
No, at the Village Tap.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something. There'll be more details as it gets closer, but it's. I got it based on appearing on TMZ.
Oh,
All
nice.
things.
In the meantime, we can see maybe on the street. Did you ever street performing or anything?
No, you can catch me on YouTube. I have Facebook pages and.
You put new content up there of
Yeah,
you
I
doing
mean,
stuff?
I do a lot of performances. So we're doing a web series, something called, next week we're doing something called Turtles Talk Tonight Chicago, which is,
I love double entendre was the word I was trying to think of. You got all those meanings in there.
well,
It's great.
this has been postponed. This is our, twice, because I've been sick.
What's the name of it again?
Turtles Talk Tonight Chicago.
And that'll be where?
And it'll probably be on web series, so.
Oh, awesome. Very good.
I
So
mean-
Sid keeps busy.
I do, and I'm working on also a tour. It'll be sometime in the late summer. We're working at it now. It's just taking time.
Great.
Denmark.
You're going out all the way out there.
Yeah, going to Denmark again.
Maybe to Saturn.
That'll probably be the closest to it.
No,
Denmark weather is very close to Chicago weather. So
You have a lot of friends over there.
my fan base is in Denmark. Yes.
That's what you always say. You get a lot of fans over in Denmark.
It's true, at least 300 if that helps. And here it's really in pockets.
Why do you think Denmark would be a popular spot for
I think-
eclecticism like what Sid does?
Well, I think because they appreciate art in Europe and art and entertainment, and it's not always like that here in America. In America, you kind of have to.
They appreciate the love of women. They're in the windows. I think they got rid of them. Though.
That's Amsterdam.
Okay, close enough.
No, it's not close.
It's actually not, is it?
It's not.
Yeah, I always get Denmark mixed up with Amsterdam.
Believe me, there's a big difference.
But I think of the Dutch, and that's what makes me think of Denmark for
They're
some
not
reason.
Dutch. They're Danish.
Danish, right? I don't know why I get those mixed up. I always do. Aren't they in that same area of the region of Europe? I thought they are, right? Like above each other.
No, they're
Not even close,
It's,
huh? Okay, so anyway, he's going to Denmark,
yeah.
not Amsterdam with the women dancing in the window.
Well, it'd be nice, but I'm not. I'm not going there. It's not my place yet to go.
Well, Sid Yiddish, give yourself a self applause for being a great guest on my new
Sure.
show. Yeah, there we go. Do the bell. Thanks for being here, Sid Yiddish,
Sure, you're welcome.
on Motivation, Inspiration, Information.
If folks want to contact me,
Yes, I should say that. If they do want to contact you, where can they find you?
Well, I'm happy to give my phone number and my email address.
Okay.
It's
Do it.
sid.yiddish@gmail.com, and my phone number is 847-644-2857.
So if you'd like to talk to Sid and book him for an act, go ahead and call that number again. What is it?
847-644-2857.
Or email Sid at...
Sid dot, like, period, Yiddish, like the language, at gmail.com.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Sid, and thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you again tomorrow, and then every weekend here on 88.9 FM, ESMRadio.net. I'm your host, Mario John, with Motivation, Inspiration, Information. We'll see you next time.
Good
Bye,
night,
Sid.
Good night, America. Good night, world.
Good night, everybody. Right. Good night, Denmark.
Good night, good morning, Denmark.
Or good morning, Denmark. Actually, right.
Yes.
They're far ahead of us, aren't they?
Only 7-8 hours ahead.
That's far enough. I'll be sleeping. Bye, everybody. If I can say goodbye here now, there we go.
Good night from America. Good morning.
From Lisle, Illinois.
Right, Lyle.
Stop that.